Dunlop National Rally Championship. Championship leader Niall Maguire was unfortunate in the last round, the Stone Throwers Rally, because only 1.5 miles into the first stage, he crashed out in the extremely wet and slippery conditions, leaving the mantle to be taken up by this crew, Jim Harrison and Harvey Bell. Patrick Elliott is resigned to the fact that he remains runner-up and is yet to claim a round win. Noel Redmond has been improving with every event, and he's out to prove that the latest result is no flash in the pan. Sean Gallagher is searching for reliability, and it has been found. So for him and Peter Egan, it'll be back to the learning curve in the new car. Kevin Barrett and Barry Goodman had a troubled event last time round with differential failure. And the Dunlop National Rally Championship leaderboard after round 7 is getting very close. Patrick Elliott 86 points in third, Jim Harrison just 2 points ahead in 88, but Niall Maguire still has 10-point lead with 98 points.
Well, I'm just taking a moment to enjoy the peace and tranquility of the beautiful Portumna outside Galway before round 8 of the Dunlop National Rally Championship commences. We saw a major change in the leaderboard from the last round in Clonmel, where going into the first stage, Niall Maguire had a 30-point lead. However, a mile and a half into the stage, he crashed out and his lead was reduced to just 10 points. But it looks like he's taking precautions here this weekend as he's acquired a brand new Subaru S9. However, there are plenty of contenders ready to challenge him for the top spot in the leaderboard. And one notably is Patrick Elliott, who's been improving all year. He was very close to a win in Clonmel, losing out by just 14 seconds to Jim Harrison. Perhaps it could be the weekend for him.
Well, I certainly hope so, you know, but today I think has seen the strongest lineup all year of cars and drivers. There must be 6 guys here who are all in with an equal chance of winning, so we'll just have to see. I'm going to do my best today. I'm looking forward to today. I'm quite comfortable with the car. They're tough stages is the only thing, and there's showers given all day, which will make tyres a bit of a lottery.
Niall, a lot has changed in just one round. The championship is wide open with just 10 points.
That's right. Jim Harden's on me back and Patrick Elliott. Now them two boys are pushing hard now at the moment, and them two boys is tick for tack at each other and that, and I'm 10 points ahead and I have to try to stay ahead of them two boys, which is not going to be an easy task.
And away from the start ramp is the new S9. Niall Maguire starts his car number 1, so the championship leader has it all to defend. The first loop of stages begins with Cranagh and Marble Hill stages. Cranagh runs west of Portumna along the course of the Kappa River. The Marble Hill stage travels southward through the Ohi Mountains and finishes by the forests of Lochatoric. And the arrival of Niall Maguire and Paul McLaughlin is a delight for the spectators, but the Monaghan driver struggles in his new car. Just listen to the gearing. Niall is 7th fastest, 20 seconds behind the new leader. With a lot of speed up in the wet conditions, it looks like Jim Harrison and Harvey Bell could understeer this bend, but they don't, and continue to a time of 6 minutes 46 seconds, just 2nd fastest.
Right, 70, go right to the crest, quick. 50, fast left plus. Into cut, slight right of the crest, quick. Into cut max right, long, quick. 50, max left of the crest, 70.
Patrick Elliott and David Moynihan get off to a difficult start. First of all with an overshoot and then stalling the car at a hairpin. All drivers today reporting that the stages were very slippy.
Flat 1 left, 300. Flat bump at lane, 300. Flat 1 left and braking 50 for chicane, first gear. Flat 1 left and braking 50, chicane, first gear.
And that fastest car has just arrived. The Dungiven Flyer sets a blistering time of 6 minutes and 40 seconds and is well on a mission to gather more tarmac points in the preparation for next year's assaults. Almost a stranger to Irish rallying now is Daniel Doherty, but he's never to be underestimated. With his brother Michael on the notes, he sets a very respectable 5th fastest stage time on the opening test. Struthers and Jakes Kelly have had little satisfaction lately with their Hyundai, between trying to learn the car and then struggling with all sorts of mechanical problems. Hopefully they'll be able to put it all behind them and challenge the Subaru Brigade. Dennis Biggerstaff is one of the most experienced drivers in the championship, and when things go wrong, he knows just how to cut his losses. I'm sure Derek Brannigan's notes didn't say to take the escape route, but when you're going too fast, that's where you have to go.
100 to 5 right at the wall, keep in, repeat stay in, open 5 right, 40.
Sean Gallagher's opening pace has pushed him up to joint 8th fastest, so he has it all to do in the next stage, whilst navigator Peter Egan is shouting to him to keep him on his toes.
Caution, 4 left, kick on this one, kick on this, 4 left, 150, crest in the dip, 130, hairpin right, 130, hairpin right, deceptive.
Local driver John Spain with Keith Shepherd are really in the rallying for the enjoyment, and after winning their first event earlier this year, it shows that you can both be competitive and enjoy yourself too.
Right over bridge, cut left to flat right, 100. Oh, watch yourself, absolute crest, 200.
Also a local businessman and from a famous rallying family, George Cullen and Dominic Downey were in a DMG hired car for the day and hoping to make a big impression on the championship regulars. Being missed in as usual, BMW M3 by the fans, Dennis Cronin and Helen Sullivan are in the Celica for the moment and are tied for 8th fastest time on the opening stage. Kevin Barrett and Barry Goodman are taking unusually wide lines, but careful of the slippery stages. Going off on the first stage is what every driver fears, and on slick racing tyres it's always a very real possibility, especially if they are cold.
1 right continues, 40, slippy 2 left, and 2 left, 60, slippy 3 right, and 1 left, 40, 1 left, 100, well done.
Ivan Stewart is suffering from engine gremlins and doesn't know if he can cure them at service. Electronics appear to be the problem. Joe McHugh is excited at seeing our cameraman and almost goes off. This distraction cost the Donegal driver little time, and he continues after the wake-up call. David McNulty and Keith Kilcoyne had a good result in the last round with a top 10 finish among the brace of Subarus. Dara Raftery has been getting more confident in his car, getting more consistent and getting better times of late in his new car.
2 right 90 in a triple caution on scene, small jump, 50 crest in a triple caution, 3 left over bumps here now, 60 triple caution, all right, 60 crest, 30, very long 3 right, very long 3 right.
Stage 3 and 4 is the second run through Crana and Marble Hill, and this could prove trickier than the first time due to some patchy rain in places, and this will test the tyre choice and confidence of the crews. The spectators are happy with the pace of the cars, but Niall Maguire isn't. He is still trying to adjust to his new car and still lacks confidence for a full commitment after his Tipperary accident. But you wouldn't think it here. Jim Harrison is aware of this and hopes to capitalize on it, but he has to listen more carefully to his navigator.
Max left over crest and jump, 50, slowing. Crest and fast left at the end, slowing. Here, 30, crest into slight right to the crest, into fast right long.
Elliott also realizes just how vulnerable Niall Maguire's championship lead is, and he hopes he can close the points gap.
4 left okay, 50 here and cut the crest and jump. 4 left okay, 50 here, cut the crest and jump. 150, flat small crest in the dip. 130, turn square right, second gear.
With a flawless performance, Kevin Lynch is unfazed and seems unmatchable in the slippery conditions on a slick racing tyres. Obviously surprised at the current pace of the championship, but nevertheless matching it, Daniel Doherty may be persuaded to get back into the fray. Carl Northers is languishing in 6th position and almost half a minute off the pace. But with intercom problems now cured, he may not have enough road to make up the lost time. Biggest staff battles on in last year's championship winning car, but having not competed in all the rounds, he will be unable to match the roll of honour.
300. Bump at the lane, 300. To one left into very tight chicane.
Peter Egan struggles with his pace notes and seems nervous, but his driver Sean Gallagher is well used to this, and at the pace they are used to, this is no obstacle, and they continue at high speed. Sean almost on autopilot.
Well done, that's it. Flag crest, absolute, stay on the nail all the way. 200, absolute crest, stay in the middle. Flat all the way. 200, into third square left over gravel.
John Spain is heading for disappointment on home ground. The Celica will soon blow its turbo, and the Galway man will have an uphill struggle.
Left cut. Absolute crest 60. Keep right and flat right. 40 absolute crest 80. Fast medium left. Watch it slippy. Fast medium left.
No problems for fellow Galway driver George Cullen, who's up to an impressive 6th overall. Dennis Cronin is finding the driving a bit erratic and thought he was faster on the second time through the stages, but like many others, he was slower. Kevin Barrett also complained of the same problem, but definitely appeared to be trying harder.
Straight crest, bump 60, care crest and 3 left. 60. Double straight crest and long 3 right and 2 right.
Dara Raftree and John Carroll are in for a rough time. They set an impressive opening stage time.
Slow down, slow right down. 3 left, 3 left. Okay, stage is locked.
But it's all to no avail when they lose over 30 seconds at the scene of David McNulty's crash.
Kevin, you're holding on to a 12-second lead at the moment.
Yes, 12 seconds. It's not a lot in these sloppy conditions, but the weather's sort of unpredictable at the minute. It's dry and it's wet, but we've been running on slicks all day. Okay, a couple of stages maybe wasn't the best choice, but you know, I'm happy here on slicks, so I'll stick with them even if short is. Come on.
Jim, at the moment it looks like the championship has completely opened up now. The last couple of rounds will really be the deciding round.
Yeah, well, we've got to finish this round yet, but at the moment we're just slightly ahead of Patrick and Niles slightly further back, so if we all finish in the same places it means that we're chipping away a bit of Niles' lead. So yeah, it's good at the moment, but we'll have to see.
Well, the drivers have all left service now to go out and tackle the next loop of stages, and it looks like the guy that's been leading the championship for most of the year, Niall Maguire, is having a few minor difficulties settling into his new Subaru. However, Dungiven man Kevin Lynch is on top form. He's gone out with a 14-second lead. Will he be able to make this his second victory of the year? Join us after the break to find out.
Morning stages, the Clonlee and Black Road stages, are sure to be a test of concentration for the drivers. Despite its name, the Black Road stage runs through some of the more picturesque countryside.
Are we on television?
On the tight and narrow lanes of the Galway countryside, Niall Maguire continues as car number 1, so he's the first on the road, but this time is he first on the timesheets. Jim Harrison is charging hard, but is still almost half a minute slower than Kevin Lynch on this one, when he forgets to turn on the electronic centre diff.
30, slight right to the crest into fast right long, over 30 here, and open, 30, stay left of the crest and jump, 100. Crest and fast left, long, over 30, repeat, long.
Patrick Elliott has the head down and is getting on with the job. He is ready to take up the mantle should the leaders falter.
80, fast 3 left of lane. 60, small crest and stay right, and fast 2 right. 80 up the middle for flat crest and jump push. 150.
Kevin Lynch has been in total control and has been fastest on all but one stage of the rally so far. Snapping at his heels is Daniel Doherty, who has lost none of his speed despite his layoff. He is only 1 second slower on this stage. Paul Authors is grasping at straws. He is fighting for championship points, but it may be all in vain. Dennis Biggerstaff is both entertaining and enjoying his run in the Eurocable Subaru. The multiple rallycross champion is more familiar in a Metro 6R4. Well accustomed to his Subaru now and his timing belt problem solved, an unlucky Sean Gallagher is about to retire with a fire in the car caused by a burst power steering pipe.
Here, pull in. You're better off.
John Spain is back up to speed, but is under strict instructions from his navigator to watch the back of the car because it's prone to stepping out in the slippery sections of the road.
The back of her. Absolute crest through dip 40. Flat right on crest, keep right. 80 through dip and fast medium right, slippy. Mind the back of John.
A testament to just how hard he is trying, George Cullen slides his Subaru around this corner at speed. Maybe he should remember that this car is on hire. Dennis Cronin is struggling for grip in his now very dated Celica, but nonetheless he's doing himself a lot of justice with his current form. Maybe a more modern car would see the West Cork driver on the top of the timesheets. Kevin Barrett has slipped down the order to 10th, but can still pull back the time and recover.
Straight crest, 100, right into straight crest at farm, 80, care, crest, jump, and 5 right, 60.
And this is the last we shall see of Donegal's Joe McHugh. The narrow track Escort Codsworth retires with engine failure later on. There has been newfound pace in the Rafty car. Dara has found that what a difference water injection makes to the performance of the car, especially when you turn it on.
Tightens into long 4 right minus 40. Long 4 right minus now 40. Long 41 left, flat 1 left over crest 53 right 40.
Maguire still tries, but has no answers to Lynch, and he knows he cannot make up the time. He's losing approximately 16 seconds a stage to the leader. Jim Harrison is not giving up, and Harvey Bell demands that he listens to the notes.
90 right. Listen to me, 90. And fast left plus continues over 30. 30, stay middle, deceptive press. Push right, 50 through dip, slowing.
Patrick Elliott is listening to the notes very carefully and is driving impeccably.
Flat 1 left, 100, keep it going now. Flat 1 left, 100 after it. And flat 1 right, 130. Fast 3 left, 200. Fast 3 left, 200.
Kevin Lynch can afford to relax and decides to take a back seat for just one stage by taking third fastest, but he's still in a commanding lead. Most surprising to the regulars is the pace of Daniel Doherty, who is second overall and is performing no heroics. Better to finish second than not finish at all. Cole Arthurs has had more drama when he damaged third gear. Cronin's pace is beginning to flow, but it has been too inconsistent all day to make a difference. George Cullen is well in the groove all day and may decide to compete in this powerful machine on a more regular basis should he actually buy it. John Spain, after a fabulous drive, all efforts almost came to zero with that predicted turbo failure. However, he does go on to finish 24th, having been an impressive 9th at one point. This promotes Kevin Barrett to 7th position and a solid finish for the Maynooth driver. Ivan Stewart shows just how spectacular four-wheel drive can be when driven properly. And with flames bolting from both sides underneath the car, it really shows that he is on the limit. Dara Raftery and John Carroll are disappointed with their time penalties. A solid result would have been achieved had the time penalties not been enforced.
Flat now, 120. Flat crest, go on, flat, 120. 1 right, 130. 1 right, 130.
Maguire presses on, and who knows, had the clutch not blown during testing on the previous Thursday, he may have had enough practice to make an impression. Patrick Elliott collects 4th and again collects some valuable championship points. Disappointed with his third overall finish, Jim Harrison considers what might have been, but still he bags enough points to close within 6 points of Maguire's lead. The cat among the pigeons and a refreshing second part of the change in the leaderboard, Daniel Doherty is a driver that would be very welcome should he return to full form. But the most impressive driver of the day was Kevin Lynch, who in the last 12 months has competed in more events than most drivers have done in a decade. This is his second tarmac win of the season, and with 2 rounds to go, he may even add more to his tally. This driver only started competing under 2 years ago, and with 1 round of the Forest Series still to go, he has already been declared Irish Forestry Champion.
Well, what a victory, Kevin, your second victory of the year, and you ran away with it with 41 seconds.
No, it definitely went well today. Now we were on a fair pace from the beginning, and the slippy conditions, but it worked out well. I know we went all day in slicks, but I think it worked well because there's places was dry, places was wet, but I'd be more comfortable driving on slicks, so it paid off.
Confirmation then of the winning times and a fine win for Kevin Lynch in first place. And the leaderboard after round 8 of the Dunlop National Rally Championship, there's only 2 rounds to go, and Niall Maguire's lead is getting smaller. Just 6 points separates him and second place man Jim Harrison.
Well, what a fantastic event that was, and thankfully the rain did stay away for most of the day. At the end, though, it was Kevin Lynch and Francis Regan who came out on tops with a 41-second lead. As far as the championship's concerned now, it is completely opened up. There are just 6 points separating Niall Maguire and James Harrison. It looks like the closing rounds will be the deciding rounds. We'll be hitting the hills of Donegal from round 9. It will be the one to watch. Don't miss it.
And next week we catch up with the Group N class in the Dunlop National Rally Championship. Don't miss all the action, right here.
By the way, if you've got a camera phone, we still want to see a picture of your car. Just log on to our website, menonmotors.co.uk, and get a load of the auto